Guys, what is up? It is your boy, Poe Pro, broadcasting live and direct from the POEPRoductions studios. And we are about to play some Blaster Master for the Nintendo Entertainment System. Joining us on commentary today is Mirasami.
You.
And also joining us probably within the next 10 minutes will be Bullet2 Tony. Alright, I didn't...
I was going to do his voice.
Yeah, but well, then again, they can hear the surround sound quality than hearing your voice twice, but you know, from that side, but whatever. All right, let's start this bad boy up and let's see what this great story this game has for us. We're gonna compare it with Blaster Master Zero, which I just finished playing a few days ago.
Pretty much the same story, right? I mean, well, there's less of it.
There's much less of it, which makes it a better story, in my opinion. All right, so let's start this out. I have prolonged the inevitable for too long. We were getting right into this.
There's no robot girl in this one.
No, there is no robot girl. As there shouldn't be. All right, so let's start this bad boy up.
What'd you do?
I don't know anymore.
Why'd you break it?
That's why I didn't start.
What happened?
No, I wasn't on the screen properly. A boy who loves his pet frog is in a panic as his frog escapes one day. The frog hops to the radioactive container that was in the driveway. It quadruples in size. It becomes so heavy it burrows into a hole underground. The boy jumps in to his death, only to somehow not break any bones and find a giant tank. So obviously he had to go inset tank to find his frog. This is Blaster Master, brought to you by Sunsoft for the Nintendo Entertainment System. All kidding aside though, this game is awesome.
The music's great.
The music is amazing in this game. I actually really like the music in the new game too. It actually holds up in my opinion. The graphics for this game are really good for the NES as well. My only complaint though, some of the enemies are a little bit like blah looking. So some differences between this game and the Blaster Master Zero, I cannot shoot diagonally. Even though like the turret kind of does go up there, you actually can't shoot diagonally in this game. These guys were not in the new one and I was happy. I don't like these enemies. Anything that flies across the screen at you is just awful.
There's a Medusa heads on this game.
Everything that's wavy lines in Nintendo is never a good thing. So level 1 in the new game is pretty faithful. It's probably the only level that's very, like, extremely faithful to the original setup. So just to show you guys, in the original game there are sub-areas you can go into, which you have to at one point to find the bosses of each level. However, there's really like no reason to do it. All you're ever gonna find in here is like maybe like, you know, a gun gauge or something like that, or maybe some enhancements for the tank, like homing missiles and stuff. But it's not worth it. You know, just running right into enemies. So we're hightailing it for the first boss, and then I'm gonna get some gun upgrades. Or should I get the I'll get the gun upgrade first. It's more fun. I like gun upgrades. Everyone should upgrade their gun when they get a chance, right?
Yeah, sure.
Second Amendment, does it apply underground as well?
It'll apply to tanks?
Now hold on, if I'm underground but under the US, does the Constitution still apply to me?
Yes.
At what point does it stop? Once it passes the core?
You can't pass the core, you get stuck in the core. Once you're in the core, every way is up.
Well, I just have to
You have to dig up, stupid.
I have to dig up from there. So in this game you have an unlimited amount of grenades. Of course I have rapid fire.
Cheating.
Well, for some bosses I'm gonna do it. Some. I'm gonna try to not do it as much as possible. Now, similar to the new game, you know, you can strafe and stuff when you're shooting. Let's see, like I'm holding down, but I'm going diagonal. So you could strafe a little bit in this game. You can't shoot diagonally, though. The new game, honestly, they really made the guns fun in that game. They blow the original out of the water for that. So this is how the gun gauge works in this game. You can get up to 8 units of health for the gun. Honestly, 8 is really devastating and fun. So 0, your bullet doesn't even clear the screen. On 1, 2, 3, and 4, usually it'll go fully until it can clear the screen or hit a wall. When you get to 4 and 5, it starts shooting some bullets in little circly loop things. Not super useful right now, but against boss fights it actually isn't too bad because you have a very big arena where you're fighting bosses. Ironically, the 6th gun gauge is kind of the worst because it becomes like Fester's Quest stupid. But luckily it's only one part of the thing. So right now I'm going to try to use the trajectory of my sideways bullet to kill that thing. So you get some use out of the little circle shots. There are certain sub-areas that are worth going into, but honestly the only thing you need to ever do is just keep your gun gauge full. So let me fill up my gun gauge. This is why having a full gun is fun in this game. Now I'm going to put rapid fire on, so much so I cause lag. This is devastating, it just blows up through everything. However, when you get shot once or twice, you do get the diagonal shot, but the second it hits a wall, it stops. So right here, it would be pretty much worthless. And there are some areas of the game where you have tight corridors to go through. God, having the overpowered gun is so fun in this game. The only problem though is the new game fixed one big issue. Getting hit. Now in the new game you can get a little bit of a guard shield, so you can kind of take one hit and your guard shield goes down for a moment, and then it will regenerate after maybe 5 seconds. If you get hit during that 5-second cycle though, you start losing your gun upgrades. You don't want that, that's no good. We're going to go up to the first boss, which ironically is in the new game, but they kind of changed the way it fights you. Ow. Why would you ever go up this ladder? I mean, I guess they have it there to show you there's something up here.
Yeah. That's good design.
Yeah. That's why I like this gun. Problem is, it's a little hard to aim it, but it destroys everything. Just like all guns do, they destroy everything. They destroy lives. One thing that's awful though, when I came through this room, I had a little enemy kind of creeping up at me like this. If I left the room and came back, he's waiting by the door for me, literally hugging the door. Like a jerk. Sometimes there is a gun gauge there, sometimes there isn't. So anything that's a flashing icon, it will fill up 4 units of health. And as you guys have seen, I've been coming across little H icons, hover icons. I will get the ability to hover later. Right now, H icons are worthless.
What's the negative symbol?
Sorry to my H people, but they're worthless. Oh no, how do I get this health upgrade without getting hurt? Go all the way down?
That's kind of a sneaky thing.
Yeah, but it's a perspective-based thing. You can do it anywhere. I mean, if you find out that you can do it, it's not too secret. It's secretive. I'll just die already. Problem is the hit detection is a little bit specific with the grenades. These guys suck. Just only hit them with grenades. And there's some homing missiles they leave you. That'll be useful for the Sophia tank. Or Sophia, as it's called in the new game. Actually, it's called Sophia in this game, too. Now that health icon is impossible to get without getting hit.
That's kind of stupid.
So we're gonna come up to our first boss. It's kind of scary as a kid coming in the room like this.
Yeah.
This boss is actually really easy. Just grenade it to death.
There's only one of them here.
And there you go. Eventually that little pattern around him closes in and you could get hit by it. Grenade bosses. Grenades are a lot more powerful than the gun. So here's our first enhancement for the Sophia. The Hyper. which actually
Better
just
cannon.
makes the bullet bigger on your
Better cannon.
on Sophia. Ironically, there's a thing that always bothered me about the next part, which I'm going to show you, and I did it a little bit in the new game. The new game did it as well. There's an enemy blocking where level 2 is located, which I figured out as a kid. I'm like, okay, I probably got to like get some kind of item to kill this guy. However, Sophia has weapons on, you know, that you can also select sub-weapons. They got homing missiles, which are actually useful. The Thunderbolt, which is kind of crappy. And I guess the triple missile? I don't really know what this is. Spread missile, whatever. So if you hold down and shoot B, it shoots missiles out. Funny thing is, if I had those homing missiles before killing the boss and tried killing the guy blocking level 2, it won't work on him. If I go there now and shoot him with the homing missiles, it actually does.
Weird.
I always found that to be kind of stupid, so it's kind of silly. They shouldn't have made him, like, you know, able to be beaten by that.
This is one of those NES games that really needed a password or safety.
Oh yeah, nah, this game is
game's really long.
It's a little relentless.
If you don't know what you're doing, it's like, it's worse than Super Mario Bros. 3 in terms of like length.
Yeah.
At least Mario 3 has like shortcuts if you want to use the whistles. This is like just a really long game.
Little fun fact: never drive into the right there because it's really hard to jump out of that spot
What do you mean?
with the tank. No, just because of the way the tank works.
Oh.
Like you're gonna keep like
Oh, you keep hitting the side.
you'll hit the thing on the, you know, the left, and it's actually hard to jump out of here properly on that spot on the right. I've done it, but it's not too easy. This is probably the only level in the new game that didn't really had a completely new aesthetic to it. It didn't even look like a castle or nothing. It was just the residential area. That's just what they called it. All the areas had names to it, like the industrial area, the residential area. What is it, SimCity, the commercial area?
You see that movie Journey to the Center of the Earth? I think based on the Jules Verne novel.
Was that with Tim Meadows? Was it recent?
Well, there was an old one, and then there's like a new one.
I think the new one was Tim
like
Meadows.
The Rock.
Or whatever. That was Tim Meadows.
Tim Meadows? Maybe it's Tim Meadows.
They tried making it like a goofy kids adventure movie, and it looked a little creepy. That's just the vibe I got from it.
Yeah.
Yeah, this game suffers from like two things that the new game totally fixed. One, having some kind of save feature or having a password feature would have been amazing for this game.
But you need it. I feel like
No,
the game's actually missing it.
No, the first time playing this game, like I used to play this game for like 4 hours. It'd be like burning hot in my NES.
Yeah, you can.
But no,
I think it's actually a serious omission.
Yeah, no, that's actually a big issue with the game. They really should have had some kind of save feature or a password feature. That's really probably the only major negative. The other negative I would give it is that they don't have a map.
Yeah.
I mean, the areas aren't crap. I hate these things. Problem with this.
A lot of games didn't have maps though. I mean, like, you know.
Nah, I mean, the thing is, this game, the rooms don't look that similar in like the levels. Like you can kind of figure your way around. However, there are some areas that are a little tough to figure out, like level 4 in particular with that sewer maze, which isn't actually as big as you think. But the problem is the sub areas all feel like the same area in that level. So there are some enemies that are too low to the ground to shoot. I mean, you can always take the guy out of the tank and do it, but yeah. Otherwise, you can just use homing missiles, or you can kind of line your shot up like that to kill things. Don't jump in the lava. Lava bad. Fire bad. No, fire good. So right now, I'm literally just hightailing it to every boss. I'm not really going to be going into sub areas of the game. If I felt like being really crazy, I can do that, but I want to beat this game in like 2 hours. In just a moment, I will be getting the Thunderbolt shot just to show what that can do. The new game, the sub-weapons are fun. I think as a joke, I might actually do Blaster Master 2.
Have you ever beaten it?
Oh, I have. I need save states, though. I'm like, I can't play the game without save states. It's too frustrating. So let me show off what the Thunderbolt can do. Literally, you just shoot a Thunderbolt below you. Problem is, you can't exactly control that it's directly below you or crackling to the left or right. So it's only useful if you're on a platform above somebody and you're in a safe way to use it. It's not really useful in any other capacity. So here's level 2's sub-area. It's actually set up almost like a Zelda maze. These guys kind of suck. Oh wow, I killed him before he even had a chance to move. Well, these guys kind of suck. I used to call them like teleporting vampires when I was younger. See, none of the enemies like have names in this game, so I had to make up my own. These were eyeballs.
That's the only problem with this gun. You can miss things.
Yeah, but you just shoot it so often, it's, you know, you cause lag and it just kills everything with lag. So here's the teleporting vampires. Look, they got capes on.
It's the whiz ropes with their group.
Now in this room, it's a little cheap. You walk in, that gun turret actually will fire at you and hit you if you don't just slightly move left. Kind of cheap that the game does that. It's not too often, but it could happen sometimes. These guys suck. The hit detection on enemies is a little bad in this game. So going down here, you can always come down and get some lovely, beautiful icons of health. And going up here, we have a gun turret. Now, there is one major glitch you can do in this game to your advantage. And to be honest, once I discovered this glitch, I was able to beat it. And to be honest, I have no shame in admitting that. There are a few Nintendo games that hardcore gamers absolutely won't show any shame in admitting that they have to cheat a little bit to win.
Glitch, right?
Yeah. So for bosses 2, 4, 6, and 7, when you pause the game on the boss fight, their hitbox is still vulnerable. So if you pause it while throwing a grenade, like right now if I pause it goes to a menu screen. On boss fights it doesn't go to the menu screen, it just, stops in place. So if I pause it while their grenade's going off, the explosion keeps going around. So if you do it just right and you're hitting them as you pause it, it's going to hit them non-stop while they're paused and they can't do anything. So I could beat this boss without needing to do it, and I could beat the 4th level boss without needing to do it. 6th boss I beat one time without having to cheat. The 7th boss I wasn't able to kill. The 7th boss is like ridiculous in this game. So I'm going to beat this boss without doing the pause trick, just to show you that it's possible. But if I start getting hit too much, I'll use it. So I can use my little rapid fire thing, and just have ding 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 the whole time while we're listening to this boss fight. For case in point, see, like right there, I pause the game, the explosion's going off. Okay,
I've only certain bosses,
Because when you pause certain bosses, their hitbox goes away too. Like for instance, this guy, he's completely whole, nothing changes about him. Like level 3, I think they just turn off. Level 5 was that big bubble crab thing.
Yeah.
One thing I always found weird, when you're shooting up, you can see your bullets. When you shoot right, you can see your bullets. Down, you can't. And left, you could, but it's kind of weird. Alright, this noise is getting too irritating for me, so I'm just going to try to do the glitch and show it off real quick. Yeah. So if you listen carefully, you can kind of hear the explode, like the hitbox sound is a little different once he's dead. It'd be like blah, 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 blah. Once you hear that, he's dead. Alright, so we get another enhancement for the Sophia the Third truck. We get the Crusher, I believe. Let me double check, I actually forget. Yes, the Crusher.
It's nice that it's actually teleport you out like that.
These are the only areas that they do that. The sub-areas they don't. Alright guys, if you thought the Hyper was cool, wait till you see the Crusher. And this is our default cannon shot for the rest of the game. Personally, I actually kind of like the Hyper more. The look of it looks cooler. Is it any stronger? No. All it does is it destroys certain blocks that the Hyper couldn't. One thing this game does that I kind of like is it forces you to explore. You actually have to, because this game is not linear. The levels are connected to each other, but they're not completely in the order you would think. So in order to get to where you need to go, it's levels 1, 2, and 3 are connected. Then to get to level 4, you have to go back to level 1. Level 5 is connected to 4. Level 6 is connected to 5. Level 7 is connected to level 2. I'll actually show you where level 7 is right now. I can't get in. No, absolutely not. There's no way for me to get there right now. I mean, I've seen people glitch the game. Like I saw someone technically beat Blaster Master with
I've been watching speedruns this.
I've seen a tool-assisted run of this game. They beat it in 10 minutes. Never go right in this area, because you just get thrown into a little pit full of these little guys. See how you can't get out?
Yeah.
I need homing missiles. I don't have them yet. Most annoying sound ever.
I really don't like when games have like really low to the ground enemies, but no way of actually hitting them.
Yeah, well, they do that on purpose.
Yeah.
So right here, these little blocks in the bottom, before getting the crusher, I couldn't destroy those. So over here is where level 7 is, but we can't get there yet. It's a little too high up. I like driving with the cannon shooting up, it looks funny. So level 7's way up there! Even when you get the hover ability, you get the ability to hover, you still can't get up there. It's way too high up. You do get the ability to walk on walls in this game, just like the new game did. The new game, it was harder to control, but it was so much more practical. This game, you get used to the control of the tank for the longest time. Like driving off the cliff like this, you just, you know, your forward progression goes with you. Or you can kind of control it a little bit like that. Once you get the wall ability, you just hug the wall the second you get near the edge, and it actually is dangerous towards the end of the game, because you end up getting yourself like hit by spikes and stuff like that. Because you mean to jump and you do it too late or something like that. Now you're like wall climbing instead of like doing what you're supposed to be doing. So level 3 is over here. The game cleverly blocks you away, and we're going off to level 3. Ow.
I like this music too.
No, every song in this game is good. Except for level 8. Level 8's, yeah, it's creepy and all, but it's like just annoying after a while. It kind of grates your nerves a little bit. Alright, so level 7 was connected to 2. Level 8's actually connected to level 3. However, we can't get there yet. Because in order to get to level 8, you need the ability to wall climb and climb on ceilings. So you have to go there upside down. Pretty cool though. I like that the game does this, because it rewards your exploration. Like well, you explore a bit and you realize, alright, I can't get to this area yet, so I will be able to later.
It's all the Metroid.
Inside that thing on the roof there is a little cocoon, and it's another enemy just like those little guys on the bottom of the screen, except they're even more annoying. And they don't even give you health power-ups, they give you hover ability, which is useless for me right now. Now, as a little kid, the 3rd level boss was like a game ender for me for a long time, because he's just really hard. And then level 5 was a game ender for me for a while. That boss is very hard.
You know, this music, you know, it feels like Nintendo music. Like, it has like this quintessential Nintendo
like that, like, kind of chirpy, happy sound to it.
Yeah, just the instrumentation. I don't know, it just feels like authentically Nintendo. I don't know, it has that like personality.
I know what you mean. Like listening to Bomb Man's music on Mega Man 1, that sounds like the least Mega Man-esque song to me. There's something wrong with it. It just sounds like it belongs in any other Nintendo game.
Right.
In my opinion. Like, this could fit in any Nintendo game. Honestly, the soundtrack of this game is amazing. Just wait till we play Blastmaster 2 for the soundtrack.
I think Sunsoft, that one by Konami, he was absorbed.
And Konami stopped making games as well.
Yeah, exactly. They make like pachinko machines now. They barely have a presence in the game industry. They just couldn't make a profit again. It wasn't profitable.
Yeah, I guess, you know, having Castlevania, having,
it's weird, right? Because
all these great, being the juggernaut of, like, Nintendo.
You know what, though? The way games are made today, everything either makes no money or all the money. It's either, like, you're either Grand Theft Auto or you're some, like, random indie title that sells, like, 4 copies. There's no middle class anymore in games. There's no, like, mid-level publishers anymore.
Or they get outsourced to another company or something like that. Like, for instance, this game, like, the second one was just developed by some random, like, Western company. Like, Sunsoft
creates?
No, the new game. Blastmaster 0 was Inti Creates. That's good, though. But no, Blastmaster 2 was, like, a piece of garbage. It was kind of made by people, I think, that didn't really know the original game that well. Or just what
you're talking about the Genesis one?
Yeah, the Sega Genesis game. I'm actually going to play that. I will play it. I did beat it, but it's a piece of garbage. The soundtrack of that game is hilariously bad, though. So be ready for bad Genesis music. Not even.
There's a lot of really good Genesis music.
No, I'm not gonna completely crap. I'm not gonna.
Anything Tommy Tallarico, like Earthworm Jim.
No, Sonic. The whole entire Sonic series is amazing.
Yeah.
Though.
Genesis
I even will defend Sonic Spinball. I know the options music everyone hates. Nah, some of the instrumentation is really loud in that game, though.
Yeah, no, it's kind of like it's kind of like it's got a lot of noise. I don't know how to describe it. It's like
the options music is just it's meant to be like rock and music, but it ended up just being loudness. But I always like gaming soundtracks, though. But no, the Genesis, to defend a little bit of Blaster Master 2 soundtrack, some songs are just like blah Genesis twang. There are a couple good songs, though, a couple. But there's a few awful songs. Level 3 and Level 8 in particular. Get ready for those when we get
Well, the
there.
thing about the Genesis is that it actually had a really good, because it used a Yamaha sound strip, which is basically like a synthesizer that was using like top-of-the-line synth keyboards in the computers and things like that. And if you know how to, people who actually know how to use it did some great work with it. But it was very different from like the way the Super Nintendo sound worked, which were like samples.
Alright, so right here I want to point out something. Since I jumped down here, I now have no way to get back up there. How will I get through the game?
Yeah, you're stuck.
Maybe I might get some kind of ability, whatever Hav means. What could
It's
Hav
kind of like an interface spoiler, right? It's like you know that there's something there. But it kind of like spoils what you're going to be able to do at some point.
My only thing with this game is that all the enemies are like these nondescript gray things or red things. I mean, you figure out like what their ability is. Like they have distinct abilities and attack patterns, but they're just not interesting looking, any of the enemies in this game. So the third level boss is through this little gauntlet of annoyance. These gray enemies aren't so bad. You're gonna start hating the red versions of them because they take too many hits to kill. And since your gun dances all over the place at times.
I'm sure the enemies aren't really as inspired as a lot of other games.
Nah, the newer game I think does a better job with the enemies in this
It's like
game.
random robots and like.
Yeah, they're just nondescript guys. I do like the little scuba guys in level 5 though. This area sucks. There's like 4 of these little red dudes. Oh my god, this is why this gun I love the gun upgrade, but at the same time I hate it because your bullets dance around everything in this game. I always used to think these doorways look like little Vienna sausage hot dogs.
Well, they do.
They're like little cocktail weenies. Those are hot dogs, not your stupid Mega Man 4 thing. Let's run through here real quick, alright. These guys suck, don't get in their line of fire because they shoot these like laser beams down really fast. They were in the new game. Actually, a lot of these guys are in the new game. Like these things are, the little wall trap things are. Alright, so the third level boss is pretty hard. This was a boss that used to just relentlessly beat me as a little kid. Until I figured out what gun upgrades were. Oh yeah, I tried beating him without gun upgrades. No, well, use the grenades. So I'm gonna collect some homing missiles right here, so I can start using those. Because homing missiles are actually kind of useful in this game. However, one thing I didn't point out is you don't want to get hit when you have a full gun upgrade, because every time you get hit, you lose one on the gun upgrade. The gun gauge or whatever. And then your gun kind of gets nerfed a little bit. The new game did a better job with that. So here's the third level boss, Photophage or whatever. This thing's a pain in the neck. Try to bomb him as much as you can to kill him real quick. Oops. Crap. Oh great, now I got it twice. That's not good. Alright, I'm gonna rapid fire. I don't really care that I have to do this. There are a few bosses of this game that are very hard. This is one of them. Almost done. I only got 2 more of these things to kill. Oh, he's dead. A little bit of a sloppy fight, but I still got him. Very hard boss. As a little kid, this thing used to relentlessly kill me. But we actually get probably the most important upgrade, the hover feature. So now my tank can fly, temporarily. So now if I hit the jump button while in the air, I get the ability to thrust my tank upwards.
Don't waste it.
However, I don't want to waste it right now because I do need some of it. Certain enemies only give you hover power-ups. Of course, it's the ones that fly off screen because they're annoying. Alright, we got Bullet Tooth Tony in the house. What is up, Bullet Tooth Tony? So right here, I absolutely do need to hover because I can't get out of this area. Spoiler from earlier. I hope I didn't ruin the gaming experience for everyone. Now the manual did have maps, but not good maps. It would just pretty much show the size of the room. The problem is this room is like has multiple entrances and exits. It's connected like to 4 different areas of a level, so it's like the giant room of the whole entire level is this room. So if you look on the in the manual, it's like a big giant square with little square. I'm like, oh, I could just go straight right to the boss. No, unless you can drive through walls that the map doesn't show. Trying to creep a little bit over so I don't accidentally wake this thing up. Okay. Some bosses, or some enemies you want to kind of sneak up against in this game. Alright, so to get back to the beginning of the level, because the game is a little bit generous in that sense, not make you completely backtrack. Just fly over here, and we can now get back to the area we just were. Fun fact, if you pause the game and unpause while doing this, alright, so we now gotta go all the way back to the beginning. Just when I said the game's nice and doesn't make you backtrack, it makes you backtrack.
Yeah.
But that's because of the way the levels are set up. Non-linear exploration, baby.
It's one of those games that, like, because I guess it's Sunsoft, like, it never really appears on a lot of, it's like a well-known game on the NES, but never really appears on, like
Best Of collections?
Yeah, it's like...
Was this on the NES?
No.
Wow. Wow. Why?
Because it's not a first-party game, it's...
Yeah, but they have third-party games on there.
I know, but it's sort of like a second-class citizen among a lot of games. Like, it's like...
Because Sunsoft's not as prolific as,
Well, yes,
say,
it's like
Konami.
if you go to Konami and say, like, give us some of your best stuff, they're going to give Castlevania, like, maybe Metal Gear 1, I don't know. Like, they're not going to give
or maybe Nintendo's so scarred from Fester's Quest that they just forever will never give Sunsoft money now. That's my theory. Fester's Quest scarred everybody. So right now I'm going to use my homing missiles.
I feel that way about Blades of Steel. That's a really good game. Like, it's that Konami hockey game on the NES. It's really fun.
Okay, these things are shooting.
It's the one where you get 5 minutes penalty for losing a fight, and the fight picks up right where the fight stops.
All right, so to show you guys, case in point, why the homing missile is awesome. The problem is, don't ever be on the same level of something while you're doing the homing missile because it does this. Oh, let me destroy this guy. I'll destroy the one on top here. So this is what happens. It can't go down to hit it.
Yeah.
You have to be like slightly above it or below it. Little bit of a, I don't know if that's a glitch or what, but it's kind of dumb. It's a little fun thing. You can actually destroy these things now with the crusher. But once I walk up to the front, they come back. And now I can't destroy them. It's just a weird little thing. Pointless. But fun. One thing I always kind of liked in this game is that you find certain levels carry similarities from older levels. For instance, like they're kind of interconnected, like sort of, like they have similar enemies or or like sections or something like that that are similar, or like similar aesthetics. So for instance, if you remember like the doorways to the sub areas in this level were like this maroon colored thing.
Right.
Level 4 has the same exact looking doors, but they're gray. Like little things like that you notice. I actually do want to kill like 1 or 2 of these guys to get like a hover. Let's see if these things cooperate. There we go. We got 1 more. Just best to shoot them while they're like right above you. There you go. Alright, we're good. There is a lot of lag in this game, I realize, when there's too much stuff on screen. It's like pretty bad with that.
I guess it's like to accept though. They always push this console well beyond what was
Alright, so to get to level 4, you actually go up here. If you pause, the game has to reorient itself so you see what's up here. I like to have these guys jump so I don't accidentally like fly into them. So you know where they are when you jump up. I've had situations where I get knocked off the ledge because of those things. Alright, should be 1 more. I remember that as a kid, like I ran out of hover trying to get up here. It was so frustrating. And then I'm like, oh yeah, I got to the level 4. Of course I go up first, which doesn't bring me anywhere. So I'm like, okay, I gotta go down then. And you get so excited, like you want to see what the next level looks like. Like these doorways here, for instance, watch. As soon as I go in there, get used to how it looks.
Yeah.
Go in level 4, it's the opposite.
What do you mean the opposite?
No, the color scheme's the total opposite. Same exact looking door, it's just opposite colors.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
So level 4 actually kind of feels the same in the new game. Most of it. Level 4 is cool music though. This is when the game kind of changes a bit in tone where you're like, okay, it's starting to get a little serious now. So exploring around, you kind of figure, gee, where can I not progress? So you go this way and you're like, oh, looks like I need a key to get through here. Good, once I get the key, I can just open these. The new game had to explain in like 57 text boxes how a key works. Yes. Okay, I was a little bit wrong. The doorways for the sub-areas aren't the same. Maybe it's just the one for the truck. Or you'll see similar enemy sets. So here's the infamous sewer. Remember when you played this for the first time?
Oh yeah, you get lost.
Yeah.
I went the wrong direction. If you go all the way to the right, it's pointless.
Yeah, this is by far the most Metroid-y of
This is where I
games.
got stuck, and I sort of quit the game until like we were.
Until I
It was around high school. I think we were in high school, and I'm like, you know, I never finished the game. You sort of guided me through.
So to get through this area, once you get to this area, don't go right.
Yeah. Go right.
I mean, no.
Go right.
There's nothing there. The sub-areas might give you some gun upgrades or some like homing missiles. It's not worth it. The problem is the sub-areas all look the same in this level. That's what makes it suck. Like at least if you realize...
You don't know if you're making progress.
Yeah, at least if you realize what you're doing. So when you get here, guys, either go down or go left. If you do that, you're on the right path and you should find the end. It's just this area is infamously annoying for casual gamers, whatever, because it's just... Everything looks the same in it. You don't want to go down one time.
Again, because there's no save feature or passwords, you're kind of like stuck. You've already been playing for an hour and a half. You know, you kind of get bored.
Yeah, I get what you mean. But you know, then again, you were playing the game for the first time. When about?
I mean,
did you play it like when you were like real little, or just
not real little,
like,
but like
junior high, like that kind of stuff?
Yeah, maybe like 6th grade or something. I don't know, something like that.
Sounds about like maybe like.
It wasn't like it wasn't when I was real little.
No, I mean I got this game when I was in like 2nd grade.
You know, I never owned it.
I used to own it until I gave it to you to hold on to until you let your house catch on fire and burn my game.
Well,
how selfish am I to like blame the fire?
Blame the washing machine, the dishwasher.
You should have sacrificed yourself to save my game.
Blame the dryer company that like has an effective dryer.
You should have sacrificed yourself to save my game. Nah, that when I saw.
I was lucky I was there. The house would have burned down, but it stopped.
Nah, it's like terrifying.
If I didn't catch it in time. Not that I stopped it, but I caught it in time when to call in right when it started.
So just like the old game, I like to kind of like hop up the ladders. So level 4 sub areas really suck, and you're gonna find out why. So if you go over here to the left, that's water. You die if you go in that.
You know Final Fantasy VIII is the reason I'm probably alive right now? Because I happen to be playing Final Fantasy VIII.
Oh, I don't have the gun upgrade.
I wouldn't have been there.
Oh, hold on, I don't have the gun upgrade. I forgot I got hit last time. This is gonna be bad. Ow. This is gonna be actually kind of annoying getting through here.
So it's like annoying as Final Fantasy VIII is, I kind of owe it.
It's actually gonna be really annoying to get through this area right now.
Like we're having 2 conversations.
Yeah, well, I gotta concentrate for a second. That's fascinating. Your near-death. Actually, near-death experience is kind of.
It wasn't a near-death experience. I'm just saying that I wouldn't have caught the fire in time had I not been there playing Final Fantasy VIII. I just have to be in the room at the time, and I wouldn't have been there otherwise.
It's a little fun fact: don't go in the water, you die.
It doesn't look like you could walk off into it. It looks like you have like railings.
Nah, that's the edge of the platform.
Yeah,
you see us casting a shadow, like
yeah.
you're sort of above the water. The problem with these guys is you have to line your shots up perfectly with them just to be able to destroy their bullets. Otherwise, they just start hitting you relentlessly. Come on. Whatever, I'm just gonna run and gun it through here. I don't really need to have full health killing this boss. This boss is actually one of the easier ones. So right now I have no gun upgrade. I'm just gonna run and gun it through this area because I hate these guys and they're a pain in the neck to deal with. Now if I had the full gun, it'd be a little bit easier because I could just like relentlessly shoot them like crazy. But I am not gonna get that. These things are awful. They're my least favorite thing, like with some of the sub areas. They're distinct. Oh yeah, they pop out. But they're terrible. Now, this game, if you get hit, while you're invulnerable, you could walk on the water, but your invulnerability is not long in this game. So it's really risky doing it. Alright, I am at the end of this area. I'm very close to it at least. I know there's like one more little water section I gotta get through here. See, like right there, if I go to get that, I'll die. I actually have to get hit in order to get that. It's like a terrible, like, programming thing to put that there. I guess it's like Ninja Turtles, where that like one area where that pizza is, you have to die to get to it. No, I'm talking about the one where the Crushers play in the Technodrome.
Yeah.
Alright, so right now we're coming up against a frog. I thought this was Fred the first time playing. Now there is a pattern to him. He jumps 1, 2, 3 times, shoots his tongue out. 1, 2, these little bouncy fireball things. 1, 2, 3, and then shoots a fireball. And that's it. His pattern's easier to figure out. He's a little hard to hit because he's only vulnerable when his tongue is out.
You have to do a trick?
I could, but I want to try to like show a little bit of the Oh, I thought it sounded different for a second. Problem is, if I pause it while that thing hits me, I get hit non-stop. So the pausing glitch works a little bit. Yeah, it's weird. It wasn't really a big difference in the sound for me. Maybe I did it like just a split second too early. So I wonder what this feature is. Are you sure? It might be like some type of like strategic missile defense system for the truck. It's a key? Okay. It's the keys to the truck. Alright, so I have no gun gauge right now, but I can easily upgrade it. Ow. Oh, that was a little dangerous. Ah, you got stuck. That's what you get, you jerk. So yeah, a little thing you don't want to do is take Jason and jump from too high because you will get him killed. There is one area in which you're forced to take Jason out of the truck, and that's why I think level 5, despite the fact I hate the boss. Despite the fact I hate the boss of that level. Oh, I'm falling over. It is a very creative level, though. Come on in, Bullet Tooth Tony. Alright, guys, Bullet Tooth Tony is here.
Hello.
Live in the flesh, and he's going to talk on the chat too, I guess.
Yes, I'm going to chat in the chat too. I'll chat out the chat.
Alright.
So
Help yourself. I do have a cup of coffee on the counter for
Okay,
you.
cool.
I thought you were going to be here a little sooner, so if you want to nuke it for, 30 seconds, go ahead.
You're coming with me.
Alright, so level 5 is connected to level 4. It's where that key was earlier. Probably the only level I don't like the music's level 8. It's kind of foreboding and ominous, but it's insanely repetitive. It just sounds like creepy music level.
Are you nearly done with the game? Or?
Halfway.
Did you get like all the power-ups?
Yeah, but I'm not going through every single sub area. Only like ones I absolutely have to do to get like the gun upgrades.
Wait, what are the other sub areas?
No, like the ones that are mandatory, like boss fights. This game, you never have to kill everything. So the aesthetic in all the new levels is similar. Level 4 was kind of like.
This thing where you put like put over fire, not fire. What is that?
Oh, that's a popcorn thing. I have like well right now it's dirty. I gotta clean it because I used it before, but. Nah, I just put like regular kernels and they're like two scoopfuls of like the like on the rubber part on top.
Oh, okay.
Like fill that up twice, put it in the microwave for 2 minutes 30 seconds. If I want to put butter on there,
water or anything like that?
no. If I want to put butter on there, I just put it on the top while it's nuking, and melt it in there, put a little salt on, whatever. It's good. Sometimes I don't like to put butter on it because I'll eat my popcorn that's plain.
I've never used a microwave.
Nah, it works fine. I had an older one before, but it was like a snap-on lid. It broke, like, after using it twice. My mother got me a new one, which is nice. Alright, so Joe, here's the, remember how the new game made you, like, jumping into water and doing all kinds of tricks?
Yeah? Hold on.
This game makes it, you just literally just have to get to the other side. Now, one thing that's a little creepy, see where the background is there? That's a pillar. That's not part of the, ground. Kind of a jerk move putting it right there.
Yeah. It makes you think like it's locked.
Yeah, it looks like it might be part of the clip.
Let that shoot that normally? Does that before you kill it, right? You say another one, it shoots is more annoying than this?
Yeah, by far. All I gotta do is
all I gotta
do is just walk around and that's it. Now, if I want to be an idiot, I can go to level 5 right now without the truck. But you should really get it.
Oh, okay.
A fun thing I've seen speedrunners do is they'll actually fall down that thing and just hit the key as they're falling.
Oh,
so
when stops it?
No, it'll open the door, but when they reload, they'll reload from this door here. It saves them time instead of like walking around.
Okay.
It's to save time. Area 5. So happy sounding. Until you get to the boss.
He's landing in the water.
That's why it sucks.
Try to kill something. I want to see if you actually can kill something.
You could. It's just the problem is it's like you can't.
Is it like a one-hit kill or more?
Nah, it usually kills everything in one hit, but it's the trajectory of it's awful. Actually, let me go here. Because when I come back, that thing's gonna be back and I don't want him getting hit. So right here we have orange Mario pipes.
Yeah.
These things are pretty cool. Ow, not when they do that though.
Oh, do that. Like a hermit crab. Oh, there's more.
So I believe level 3 had doorways that look like that. Funny thing is the water isn't in this area, like on here, if you see the way he walks.
Oh yeah, okay, that's what that.
I can jump. Right, dude, here it's just I go right to my swim. It's a little stupid thing. It doesn't mean anything. It's just I was like, oh, we didn't put water there. Crap.
Oh, this looks similar to the other stage.
All Alright, so I'm only going in here because I do need to get a gun upgrade. Because this boss, you need the gun upgrade. You need it.
Wait, so right now you don't have the max?
I have no max weapon right now.
Okay.
Yeah, what happened? I forgot that you lost that.
Because I got hit a couple times against the third boss, and then I just didn't bother like with the fourth level. I forget how these things work. Okay.
Oh, I got it. I saw that trick with the bomb where you were showing a little bit earlier.
Some boss, I
It's
have
like
to
the
do
bomb and then you pause and then like...
Yeah, I have to do it for some bosses.
You can do it with any boss?
Only levels 2, 4, 6, and 7. Because when you pause the game on them, on the other bosses, like their hit point goes away.
Oh, it goes away.
This boss is an example I can show you.
Yeah. Is this the crab guy?
Yeah. The speedrunners on this guy are impressive though. Like they bomb and go up against him with the grenades and they like don't even get hit. It's actually really impressive that they can do that. This is a bullet hell, this boss.
Kind of like that gun compared to the zero one.
No, I like the
Is that
little
homing bullets?
No, it's just like they circle around.
Oh, they circle around. Yeah, because like the ultra weapon of this is like that zigzag thing. It's not like that try.
I'm about to get it right now.
Yeah, it's not that try. That was Confessor's Quest. This weapon, yeah, I remember that. I was saying like it like goes around or whatever.
Well, the nerfed version of this is the second it hits a wall, it disappears.
Yeah, like it stops. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's.
This one doesn't.
This
like,
one's
you're hitting
amazing.
a wall, and it's not. It's
No,
not
this
stopping.
thing's amazing. Now you can strafe a little bit. See how I'm strafing?
Yeah.
But you can't go diagonal in this game.
You should play Zero 2 when you feel like this. I heard it's harder.
At some point I will. I want to actually play the enhancements of the first one. Getting the 02 truck, I really want to play that.
Oh yeah, you can do that. Like instant kill everything.
So right now, Sophia the Third is slow. However, you can shoot up while you're in the water.
Do you have a
once
map?
I get my next enhancement, I can't shoot up while using it, which annoys me because I could have just went right up here. Now right there, as you can tell, like I was able to go a little faster. Water physics aren't in those 4 blocks. Pointless, but you notice it.
Do these guys shoot missiles at you?
Nah, they just shoot like little pellets at you. They go pew 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 like that.
Oh, okay. You barely see them too. So.
Why does water always suck in video games?
Mario doesn't.
Mega Man it doesn't.
Ninja Turtles.
Ninja Turtles, the one, the dam level.
Yeah.
That damn level.
The electric seaweed that kills you.
Alright, so you have to get out of the truck. This is probably the most innovative level. It makes you play as the kid.
Well, I wonder if he was.
Oh, you guys won. Congratulations again. But isn't it on a Tuesday?
Yep. It's 2 weeks.
It's on
Yesterday.
trivia.
It's like the 11th or something.
Nice.
They're so tired of us winning that they want us to not show up.
Nice. Anyone claim to go? Because I can go on the Tuesday one.
Oh, you go with Zaragoza because he needs.
He hasn't gone yet?
He hasn't gone the last 2. I've gone the last 2.
I didn't go. I went to one 2 times ago. Now these are awesome.
I mean, Alex should go, but he's not gonna go.
Yeah, Alex should try at least once. But he's
Oh
just
my
like
god, I'm
determined to not go because he had one bad experience.
Alright, so right here, I don't know why that one section of the wall looks like that. It always bothered me. It looks like you should be able to like hit it with something.
Looks like it did.
So don't go up.
Wait, that's not a secret door?
Nah, the
I see what
the
he's
game's
saying.
not a jerk like
Yeah,
that.
I see what you're saying. I mean, are there hidden doors like in the
No.
Zero?
Nah, the game's not a jerk like that.
Yeah, but you have a map. You get a map here? Do you have a map?
A map? No, you don't have a map.
You don't get a map?
No,
in the original?
you don't get. I mean, the instruction manual technically had a map.
Oh, so
like,
you would look at that
yeah, no,
for all the stages?
because the way it works is it goes by room. Certain rooms might have different entrances and exits, but it's part of the same room, even though the aesthetic might look totally different in it. Like the rooms are kind of interconnected in weird ways. I'll show you in a moment. Like this isn't a good level to show it. And plus, they just draw it out as like crap. I'm gonna die if I'm not careful here. I want to get that. Okay. So all those things don't go lower because I don't want to activate all those crabs. So you don't want to go there, you want to go this way to the boss. And there you go. This game's a little bit jerky when it comes to that.
I see no.
Alright, let's see if I get that weird glitch like last time when this boss didn't feel like appearing.
Oh, that happened before?
Never. Only when I was with
Yeah,
you
I've
guys.
never seen that once.
Crap.
Yeah.
This area sucks and they drop you in right here. Okay.
Oh, bombs.
That should be good. Yeah, you get unlimited grenades. Grenades are your friend in this game.
You have a limit bomb. Is that the only sub-weapon you have, bombs?
Yeah.
Only one?
Yeah, nah, the new game.
You don't have decoy, flash? You
Nope.
don't have
All you have is just grenades.
Like
The new game made it pretty fun with the sub areas are much more fun in the new game.
You don't have that, like, that tank bomb thing? You know, where you aim...
No.
Where Sophia shoots
No,
at-
no,
at
literally, this is
up
it.
That's
Bomb,
it?
boom. There you go. That's all you got.
Okay.
That's all you got. And for Sophia, besides getting enhancements, you know, like you normally do, like the hover feature, you know, the new blasters and stuff like that.
You don't get the ultra beam weapon? Right?
Sophia. Come on, hit the damn. It's the only thing I hate with
That's
this.
just fast. It's like... Oh, this guy. Yeah, wow, he's annoying too, right?
They're only annoying because they shoot at you. Oh my god, just... Oh. Nah, the last thing I want to do is get hit right now, because I need my gun for this boss. I'm in trouble if I don't have it. Like, I won't beat him without the gun upgrade. Oh, Jesus. Alright. No, it didn't do it this time. Welcome to Bullet Hell. Now I'm going to show you why you can't pause in this boss. His vulnerable spot is his eye.
Appears,
It
yeah.
disappears.
Every time you pause?
Yeah, you can't hit him. You can't do that trick. So he has a couple different patterns with his bubbles. The first pattern's easy. Then it starts getting really crazy. So get used to hearing that sound the whole time. So right now he's just shooting diagonal left and right. Now he's going to sort of sporadically shoot all over the place. Then he starts shooting in like swirly patterns. You need this gun because you want to be able to hit him. That's it, I'm just using the rapid fire, I don't care.
Oh, you have that right.
Yeah, I have it set automatically.
I saw it, ting.
Yeah, this get used
He's
to
armored
hearing
up.
that.
He's pretty armored up.
No, it's just that his hitbox is
Yeah,
tiny.
no,
So he's almost dead. I mean, right now he's in his last pattern of how he shoots his bubbles. And he's dead. Yeah. This boss took me forever to kill. I think I might have been like in 7th grade when I finally beat this guy.
Oh, yeah?
Alright, so right now we get one of the cooler enhancements for the Sophia, which sadly you only use in this level. I kind of wish like you used the swimming again. The new game was cool. They added that in the 8th level, which I thought was cool. Unfortunately, we don't get to enjoy it yet. We gotta get back to the truck. At first in the new game, I didn't like the idea of having water currents because it's kind of like forcing you to go certain ways, where it's kind of restricting exploration.
Yeah, kind of does.
But it's not too bad.
That does speed you around. Like.
At the end it does, so the game's generous in that sense. I want to get this guy out of there, okay. Problem is I don't want to go too low, because once you horizontal, once you get in the same horizontal plane
when you're
as
in this little
there you go, that's what I
person
do.
mode, right? Do you lose your power?
No,
power?
when you get hit and say you go back into sub area, you don't lose your gun gauge.
Oh, okay.
However, right now my power's half. The second I get into the truck and then get out again, my power's full.
Oh, okay.
Like the tank's an automatic health upgrade for the guy. Problem is, you're never really going to come out of the truck all that much in the game. Just this level, really.
Oh.
Come on. Really?
Yeah.
Hey guys. Are these like deep sea divers? They're just angry that you're on their turf.
Yeah, something like that.
They're probably the most unique enemy to me. I like them.
Yeah, they're kind of neat.
I like how they die
Like
too.
a little mental sluggish, like in that
Well, we were kind of criticizing how all the enemies in this game are just like gray robots and red robots, but they're all distinct with their attacks. I mean, in that sense, they're all fine, but they're not. There's nothing like aesthetically pleasing about like the way the enemies look in this game, except for the bosses. I mean, the bosses look awesome. But I'm picking on a good game right now. It's kind of like when you find a complaint about Chrono Trigger. Like, why are you complaining about Chrono Trigger? So right now, as you see, I have like almost no health. Right now, the second I go in the truck and get out, I'm gonna have full health if I can get to the truck. All right, so watch. I got 3 health. Go in the truck.
like immediate.
Get out. My health's full now.
Right.
So now, as soon as I jump in the water, I have the ability to swim, but I can't shoot up, unfortunately. So the game's gonna force me to go through other areas now, level 5, which is weird. You explore half the level there. Wait, hold on.
I can see why it's annoying. Look at that.
I haven't hit anything
I
yet.
know, you didn't hit it.
Did that go through? Hold on. There you go.
got him, okay. That was weird.
Yeah, the Thunderbolt sucks. That was actually even worse than normal. No water physics.
That's cool. It's like a little cheat. I like it. It's like
One thing that's a little bad though, because you're used to like holding down now, the second I hit the fire button, it's gonna shoot the sub-weapon. So homing missiles are awesome in this game. They're even better in this game. They're overpowered in this game. But there's one fatal flaw to them. If you fire on someone that's on the same level as you and say it's like, a low to the ground enemy, it's just gonna burp, 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 burp over the top of it.
so
Yeah.
like, you want that thing?
Nah, it's... There's only like 2 enemies that can happen to those like stupid mole things. Those bugs that are on the ground.
Little, like slug, whatever the hell
Yeah,
those things are,
and
the caterpillars, whatever.
and the landmine things. So I always used to think those things on the top of the screen look like iceberg lettuce. The green parts, does it look like iceberg lettuce? See, I used to have a pet iguana, and I always used to think of my iguana, like with this part of the game. Get nostalgic for a reptile.
Nice.
Was he cool with one? I remember seeing him once or twice.
I have, I think, until like 9th grade.
Was he friendly?
Yeah, I mean, as friendly, I guess, as a lizard can get. I mean,
Like if it was like a straight.
we didn't really take him out. Once in a while, we would kind of let him like just sit in your shoulder for a second, but we didn't take him out too often. Like he'll get kind of spooked. He'll whip his tail around. But he was cool though. That was Zeus, as in Father Apollo. Don't mess with me or I'll, stick a light.
What was his name? Was Zeus?
Yeah. I love that there's a sub-weapon area up there, like a sub-area, after you beat the boss. Like, why would you go in there?
Yeah.
I mean, for sheer curiosity, I've done it.
What's in there?
Nah, it's like gun upgrades and whatever. Like, there's no reason to ever really go in them. Only time you want to go in there is if you know of one that has gun upgrades. You go in. Other than that, you don't bother. So we're back in the beginning of level 5, and now to get to level 6, here's level 4's entrance. You get to level 6, you just go in this room, and level 6's entrance is right over here. Oh, I actually got it that time. This guy's cool. I didn't show you what he does. Bam, 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 bam. And here's level 6. Where I got stuck for the longest time until I figured out that glitch you can do against the bosses. This boss is ridiculous. Oh yeah, I'll show you a case in point here. You see right now I can't shoot these things?
Yeah.
Sorry, ice physics. Let me turn around. Turn around. There you go.
Oh, okay.
You gotta be higher or lower than them to shoot.
That's kind of neat though. That's pretty cool.
The ice physics are kind of fun in this game. Your tank's really slippery.
Yeah, it's way slippery.
Music's really catchy in this level.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Although, ironically, I really like the new levels ice music too. I don't know which one's better to me. this one for nostalgic reasons, but the other one's
really good.
The other one's really good too.
I mean, 0 was my first playthrough last semester, basically.
Some of the music, I think, like level 1 and 3.
5 is one of my favorites, actually. These things are cool. I really gotta hand it to them for these cool enemies.
What do you do? What did you say?
Well, I was trying to activate him, but he's...
Okay, there you go.
Ah, crap.
Hey,
You don't want to get hit by bombs. Bombs hurt you.
you.
You heard.
Bombs hurt you. That was weird. The other, like, now they're being active, and it wasn't... The other one wasn't.
Thanks for coming back.
It's not very handy. So the levels that are similar, levels 1 and 8 are actually kind of similar with enemy sets and stuff in their sub-areas. Levels 2 and 6 are similar because they have similar bosses. Some of it just goes by the boss type. Like, 2 and 6 both have those like swinging crab things, or whatever. Level 5 is more of a lobster than a crab. Level 4 and 7 have similar aesthetics and stuff like that. And level 3 and 5 kind of have some similar enemies, like those little zappy laser things that you saw before, like they're in level 3 as well. Do not fall on this part. Because if you fall, you're going to get backtracked. So up on top there, that's a Fumador. It looks like one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a hat. So I was kind of forgetting to explain some stuff. So for level 6, because of the way the map is set up, if I looked in the instruction manual, oh, I just go straight right and I would get to the boss.
Yeah.
No, not exactly, because it doesn't draw anything in the map. So right now, when you get to all these areas where you go up and you have like a way to go left or right, always go right. Every single one.
Those are spikes, right? You hurt?
No, actually they don't.
Oh, they don't hurt?
Nah, that's just
It just looks
they,
like
yeah,
ice.
they don't really hurt you, those ones. So if you want to destroy all these things, don't bother, because the only areas where there is stuff is like right there, and maybe 1 or 2 other spots. That's spikes right there.
Okay, cool.
But I do believe like those 4 that are, you know, beyond the spikes actually do have things. I think there's something in this one too. Nope. Whatever. Just be a little careful with the ice aesthetic. They don't accidentally like jump into spikes or something stupid.
Do they hurt like a lot? Or is it like
Well, they
instant
take
death?
off. No, they're not instant death. They just hurt you a lot. But the problem is this game, if you're sort of like on enemies, you keep getting like spammed with hits. So if you're like sitting so it's like like you're gonna die if you don't get out of there. Oh my god, come on. They like danced around the enemy the whole time. So certain platforms don't have ice on them, like these don't. Alright, now I'm just being clumsy. I guess I got used to the ice physics. Alright, so this is the last area in which you get a choice to go left or right. Up at the top. Which way do you go?
Down.
You can't go down.
Come down.
You can't go down.
Up.
I'm trying to, actually. Alright, so here's the thing that's awful. Say I go left, only to realize, oh crap, I was supposed to go right.
Okay.
The problem is, when you're up on top of these platforms... Okay, let me try to not die here. Come on, Sophia. Whee!
These spike trends.
The problem is, once you go up, there's no way to shoot down. Unless you have the wall feature. Yeah, so you end up accidentally screwing yourself, and you gotta go all the way through the level again, and trust me, I did that once. I was very mad. So a little trick with this area. Say you're having trouble and you accidentally like mess up getting yourself up here.
You gotta go back.
No.
No?
You can do this. So right now I could easily just kind of go to the right, but let's say I screwed this all up. You scroll back, I believe they come back.
Oh, they respawn, okay.
But say I don't know how to do this and I'm an idiot. Like, oh no, how do I do this? Oh no, I'm destroying everything.
You lock yourself in the... Yeah,
what
if you lock yourself on the other side?
What, if I go on the right?
Yeah.
I can just...
No, what if you get...
No, I can just pause it and...
Okay.
I just
Oh,
show
you
you...
shoot right out. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Alright, so here's level 6's area. Similar to level 2. See how you have like the same enemy set and even the ground looks kind of similar? However, this is bad. Whee! Ice physics in here. In this area, it's not very fun to do this. It's actually really hard to control. Like, you're really slippery on this. Like, I'm like instantly trying to tap the other button as I'm walking, and it's making me look like I don't know what I'm doing. However, this area is very generous with gun upgrades, which is why in level 6, say you accidentally start getting killed all the time, you can easily find gun upgrades in here. So right here I lost my gun upgrade, so now I got the Ziggy Zaggy shot, but the one that immediately gets destroyed as soon as it hits a wall. But luckily I can get everything back in this room. This room is actually very fun. There are a lot of goodies in here. I have been nuts and destroyed all the stuff in here. You don't really have to. But the secret is get to the bottom here.
Destroy all the rocks.
Yeah, and go this way. I'm rapid firing right now, I don't care. And here you go.
That's awesome like that.
Oh, there's one over there, I didn't know that.
Does that go away?
It actually will if you take too long to get it. I kind of realized that the first time I was playing this, like with you guys, I'm like, oh, they go away. So you can either go left, which is much shorter, but full of nothing but ice, which you're going to get hit, or you can go right, which is longer, but it's very safe. Unless you can be an idiot and get hit like I almost did. Little cheap spot right here. As soon as I walk down, walk to the right, because you're going to get hit. The game does that a little bit with some enemies, which I find cheap. Certain enemies actually drop gun icons, though.
Like all the time?
No, I mean, you know, as often as like one's drop health. I mean, it's not guaranteed you're going to drop one, but you know, if that one drops a gun icon, that's the only thing they could drop. Like, enemies are kind of set with what power-ups they drop. Like, those guys are always drop, you know, life energy, some will always drop hover, some will drop guns. There's actually a couple that drop sub-weapons. So right here, you can either hug the wall on top or you just go on the bottom. Alright, and welcome to the first boss, in which I absolutely had to do that glitch to get by.
Can you read it normally now?
I'll show you what he does. He's actually similar to the second boss, except he has one very nasty feature. His claws also shoot things, and they hurt. They take off 2 health pellets. I'm doing the this gun now. I don't want to get hit by him now. See, look,
Oh!
Problem is, if I pause it,
don't do that,
it's gonna kill me.
Don't do it.
Ow. You can hear a little difference. You also could get hit like that last second while his projectiles went through. I don't know if you can die the same time as him. I think it probably would happen where you'd have to kill him again. Because you'd be dead. I don't think you'd be able to spawn to this point. Alright, so we are going to get the wall enhancement, which is actually pretty cool. Then you get the ceiling enhancement, which is even cooler. till you realize it kind of messes up the game
Yeah.
control a little bit on you. Especially in level 8, where it kind of could be detrimental to your health. So let me show off the wall enhancement. I drive right up to a wall, and whee! Now the problem is, I hope I don't get too used to how Blaster Master Zero's controls were with this. In this game, literally, you just hold the forward button. So if you were pushing right to go forward, you just keep holding right to go up. The new game made it literally direction-based, where if you want to go up, now you push up. If you want to go right, now you push right.
A little better that way.
Kind of. What I wish they did was... See, this is why I don't want to go up. It's like, oh no, I can't shoot down. The only way you can do that is by nearly getting yourself killed like I just did. But I can now get right out of level 6 and head for level 7. The game is generous, at least, with some of the backtracking aspect of it. I mean, you're forced to backtrack, but it doesn't make it like a chore where you have to go through the entire level again. Sometimes I like going through these doors, like while the Sophia truck is at the very bottom of its jump, because it's like the shocks go down. So if I time it just right, I'm stuck to the ground! I'm stuck to the ground! Whoa. It actually does affect the control a little bit, like you're a little more slippery. Let me hover miss. Okay, oh yeah, 71 of them. Okay, I can kind of liberally use them. I like that.
Yeah.
Level 7's kind of annoying in this game. The new game, good god, level 7 was nuts. Level 7 was a little too hard for its own good. I mean, the original is not really a cakewalk by any stretch. Especially the sub-areas. The sub-areas are hard in that level. See, I wanted to use the homing missile there, but I kind of forgot I was standing on the door. And since you have to hit down, yeah,
oh,
you accidentally go through the door instead of like use your homing missile. Ow. I wish I had the ceiling enhancement right now. Whee! We gotta head on over to level 2, Electric Boogaloo. You probably added in the entire remake, level 1's probably the most faithful in terms of just like almost being a complete like new edition of it. Or like half of the level is the same. See, this is the only other area that has water, which it would have been fun to have to use the dive feature more, but it's literally only level 5. A little bit of a missed opportunity.
I'm with you on that.
Spikes on the bottom there?
Yeah, that's what I heard. See, this is probably the only level where the aesthetic's completely different.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. It looks like a castle. Yeah, it does.
Yeah. See the little flying guys? They don't really do anything with it. They just fly around. They're minding their business. You murderer. Why would you kill them with the truck? Can I go down this way or no? No, that's not okay. Ow.
Wait, so do you run out of power when you use your missiles?
Yeah, you can run at them.
So affects your hover bar, right?
No, hover bars separate. I have a limited number of these things.
Oh, okay.
I have to select which one I want.
Actually, like ammunition.
So basically, to get up here, just hold left. You're gonna have some of these guys firing at you. They might knock you off the wall. And then, as soon as you get to the top, hold right. Little bit of a jerk. The way that's set up. They didn't have to make it that like annoying to kind of figure out the control. However, be careful once you get the wall feature, because now, like, as soon as I drive into the edge of an area by a wall, I'm going to immediately climb up the wall. That's the one thing the new game did right, where you had to actually hold a button down while doing it.
Yeah.
And here's level 7. This level is just full of energy with the music. Oh look, I guess the boss is right in there. That's a quick level. Whee! There's some nice bubbling lava at the bottom.
It's not bubbling now.
Well, it's...
I said bubbling 10.
Oh look, this must be the way to level 8. Nah, it's just random rooms. Level 7 just a mess. Even the new game did this too, which just made level 7 just seem like a incoherent mess to navigate. Yay, more Thunderbolt. There's not too much of this crap in this level. The new game got a little ridiculous with it. The puzzle solving was actually annoying in that game.
Oh, you just use that charge shot to clear like one of the laser weapons.
The laser weapon's fun in that game. That might be my favorite of the cannon weapons. With this, they know you can't shoot down. The other one that made it obnoxious, where it's forcing you to do upside down shots and stuff like that. Ow. Yeah, this is like just non-stop. You're running and gunning for the right this level. This boss, though, is another thing. This is one I absolutely have to cheat on. It's another frog, but he has a pattern, but I've never actually been able to figure it out. It almost seems random. Oh, that was actually pretty epic dodge right there. Yeah, so these things take 2 shots to kill, and they're a screen, like, flying across enemies. So should I stop and kill one?
Yeah, sure.
Oh.
I think they actually give you power this time instead of the hover. Yes,
Anything give you both?
no. Every enemy's kind of set, so that's not spikes up there. You can jump and hit those. When you get to this area, go right. Do not go up. Because again, it's one of those like stupid things where it's like you can shoot through that, but you can't shoot back down. So yeah, make sure you do not go up that way. That's actually the way out of this level. Like to go back to the beginning of it. Now this area is a bit of a jerk. It's kind of set up with the platforms are in an X, but you want to take the higher route, I believe, rather than the lower route, despite the fact that usually the further route is the way you want to go. I'll find out for certain right now. When I get to the next area, if it's a large screen area, not just say like one that's like straight across like this, I'll know I was in the right route. They both kind of go to a similar area that looks like this with the wood aesthetic with the green. But since this area I can go up and down, I know I'm in the right one. The other one would just kind of be like straight across. Little fun fact, this is actually the final boss music. Which I found kind of weird. It's like you pick level 7 music for the final boss. It's like kind of strange. I think this might be the only time I actually see a gun icon outside. This area is a bit of a jerk. Hold right, and then you can get there again. Or you can just hover. And here's level 7's sub-area. You thought level 4 was bad?
Yeah.
Good God.
Have fun.
Now, there is a way to cheese it, where if you kind of get hit and just walk across, you can kind of really cheese this level. I've seen good speedrunners of this game, but I don't do it, because I don't want to die.
Is there like a knockback when you get hit?
No, there's no knockback, but you are invulnerable for a moment, and if you time it just right, you can be invulnerable, walk across the lava, and get to the next platform. The problem is you're invulnerable for a really short time in this game. It's not like very generous invincibility frames. Now, I'm trying to kill these things before they even have a chance to like fire at me. Come on, let's go. This is why having this gun is insanely useful with these guys. Otherwise, you have to line your shots up perfectly with them.
Are these the standard ones? They have the other ones that...
No, you do not have like those horrible stealth ones.
Okay.
Oh god. Level 7 in that game was giving me nightmares. It's just difficulty ramped up way too quickly. I mean, yeah, you should have some difficulty, but it's just... I'm not gonna say it was a bad choice, but it's a little bit too hectic. Some of those areas. I'm not at the end yet. This is kind of long and winding, this corridor. Right here, I believe, you can kind of risk getting hit there and going across. I don't ever do it, though. I've seen speedrunners do it, where they say, like, literally just hold up, get hit by the guy, and you should instantly get across. Like, it's actually one that's 100%. Ah! Whatever, it doesn't matter that much. This is a wide open area, so it's not too big a deal that I got hit. One thing that annoys me, see how I have 7 for the gun gauge?
Yeah.
Some levels, you would still keep the one going through it. It would be like on 6 it would go to this. It's inconsistent with that. I don't know why. So our boss is right in there. Alright, we got this. Leroy Jenkins, baby. This guy's pain. A real pain. I've never beaten this guy without cheating. I'm not gonna try.
Really?
I'm not gonna try. It's another frog, but there's like no real pattern to him. And I'm just going with it. So just to kind of go over, I know he's dead, but just to kind of go over how he's different, he'll shoot multiple fireballs at you. He'll sometimes just stop and then just start jumping again, like he doesn't open his mouth. And his tongue is cool, it's like a big giant fire stick, pretty much. But he's a pain in the neck, this guy. Honestly, I have no shame in admitting that I cheated to beat him. And now we get the Wall 2 enhancement, which lets you walk on ceilings, which sounds awesome, but it ends up kind of being more trouble than it's worth. So now I'm just holding right, and I'm just going to walk around. Funny fact is, when you're turning corners, you are invulnerable for a brief second. So you can sometimes like completely walk through enemies, like as you're turning a corner, and not get hit by them. Right now I'm going to get hit, but the second you get hit, you lose your walking ability, which is kind of annoying. However, since you got used to the game the entire time, being able to drive off a platform, every time you drive off one now, you're going to catch it.
Yeah.
Level 8 has some kind of annoying jumping spots, and the ceiling upgrade is actually kind of more of a detriment to your tank as opposed to an enhancement. It's useful in some ways, but honestly it's just kind of more of an exploration device more so than like an ability. If that makes sense.
How do you regain your hover?
Or the practicality of it kind of like plays its part, but it's not as practical as it should be. What were you saying about the hover?
The hover bar, how do you gain your power back?
Oh no, just certain enemies drop hover. Yeah. There are some times in which... Oh, whoops, no, I'm trying to do that. See, look, I want to go back. So So I can go up here if I want to do it, but certain areas, like, I kind of can't just cheese it with the ceiling. Like right here, I think if I try to do it, it won't work. Yeah, see, like I can't go back that way. Here's a hover thing.
You gotta hover the hover.
There you go. And I lost power now. Happy? I was trying to jump to grab that, but now it's like, oh wait, I'm gonna keep missing things. To be honest, actually I do need to get some hover. Not now. In level 8, there's actually a spot where I kind of need it, because the ceiling enhancement actually kind of messes with me. The one room I call the room from hell. The new game, it was much easier to navigate. That was the one thing the new game did really right, was making the wall enhancement, you know, when you want to use it. This game makes it like mandatory to use it. You know, I know why all the enemies are red in here. Because it's hot. I am a tank, and I'm walking up on the wall, you're gonna fall, and I just drove into lava, and I really didn't mean to, because of the stupid wall enhancement. Whee! I should have jumped down there with Jason.
Die.
Yeah, I would be very dead. Just for fun, I'm gonna go back to level 1. Even though I'm supposed to go right to level 3, I just want to do something. I always grow attachment to like the first level of the game that you're in, because you know, it's your introduction to the game. Like for instance, I have an attachment to Midgar. Or sorry, Midgar, as they call it in the like the one where they speak, right? Midgar. Mako. Mako energy. Oh, this is level 3. I don't want to go to level 3. I want to go to level 1. Technically, you really do want to go to 3 to progress. I'm just showing something off real quick. I want to go back to the very first room of the game. And remember how I did it last time when I was playing? I went on the ceiling. I think there's something up there.
Okay.
I think. I could be wrong, though. I really don't remember. I do need to get some hover farther, though, which is another reason why I want to go to... See, I hate this stupid jump, the stupid, like, wall enhancement, because it's like I'm at the edge of a jump, and I'm like, I accidentally, you know, I might go on the wall the very second I jump, and now I jump off the wall into the spikes. It's more of a detriment than an ability. See, right there, I'm trying to jump.
Yeah, that's good. Gotta hover more.
It's not helpful having the wall enhancement thing. It actually hurts you a little bit. Like, it's like, oh yeah, I can walk on ceilings now. It sucks. Like, I see what they were going for, but they should have programmed it better, because 7/8 of the game, you're playing, like, you know, with perfect tank control, and all of a sudden, like, throws, like, a wrench in the mix on you. It's like, oh yeah, now you gotta navigate this, like, new ability, but it's gonna be annoying. Like, you gotta time your jumps, like, slightly earlier now to compensate for it. I want to kill this guy, but I want to get some cover. Of course he's not dropping it, because the game knows. It knows when I need health and things. This game's much better with dropping health icons. Good God, the new game, it knew when you needed stuff, it just didn't want to give it to you. Alright, so we're going back to the first room on purpose, because I want to see if there's anything up here. I think there is. I think there's like some icons, like health icons. Or there's enemies right there, which, you know, it's my fault for picking up my drink while I'm going up there. But ironically, they were the red versions of these things, as opposed to the gray ones, which is weird. It's like you don't see them besides like level 7. Oh yeah, you do have stuff up here. So look, there's your goodies. Gun and health icons. The new game put like random platforms up here, but there was nothing on them.
Yeah.
It was just weird. It's like they put it there like as I guess an Easter egg. I don't know. An Easter egg to nothing. So I'm just jumping down this way because I want to just get some hover power right now. See, like right there, I lost momentum because I let go of the button. So we're gonna go all the way back to level 2. I just wanted to see what was up there. So fun fact, I gotta push left to go forward right now.
That's good.
Well, it's momentum based. I had to climb up the wall using left. So you just keep holding the button that made you go forward. Which, I kind of prefer that as opposed to what the new game did. The new game made it like a little too so now I'm pushing left to go down. Because that's what I was using before. Alright, so we're going to level 8, which is a bit of a hellhole. But we are going to beat this game. Am I going to cheat? Absolutely. Cheating by using rapid fire. And also going to nerf the final boss. By trapping him in the corner. Have I beaten him legit? Yeah. Is he fun to fight? No, because the second I died 3 times, I got to redo level 8, and I don't want to do that. Please hit him, thank you. Actually, you know what? Oh, I can't. Oh, I knew I wanted to cheese it. So I gotta time all my jumps early right now because I'm gonna accidentally fall into the spikes if I jump off the wall as opposed to just jumping a platform. And platforming became harder to do now because of that wall I'm missing. They're used to driving off the edge. Now I gotta time everything a little bit earlier. If I kind of slowly go off the wall, like let my momentum take me, but say I don't hit anything, it will fall. But the second I'm pushing like forward and doing that, it'll carry.
So is that what you do? You let go?
Oh, here we go. I got the little shock thing. Whee! No hands. See, if you time the transport into the other level as your truck like hits the ground, like the shock absorbency is like stuck down. It's pretty funny. Ow.
Yeah,
Level 8's probably the only song I don't really care for. It's creepy and ominous, but that's it. It's way too repetitive. But it's not bad by any means. It's just, you know, a little underwhelming considering the rest of the music in this game. Alright, time to get to level 8. To get there, you have to climb up on this ceiling. Just make your way over. And hope you don't get hit by one of these stupid enemies as you're going by. Alright, it didn't happen. Good. Now, if you remember how the other game was, remember how like those like piston platforms? It's a little kind of similar if you kind of look at them a little bit. Just in the way they're set.
Yeah, I can see that.
Alright, get ready for an annoying level.
The music sounds annoying too.
Oh, it's creepy. I like how the hover thing's trying to, the homing missile's trying to hit them. But it can't right there. Now this room is a nightmare to navigate. You want to take the shortcut, this is all you do.
Nice.
And there you go.
Well, that's nice stuff.
That's wanting to kill this guy before trying to do this, okay. Yeah, you don't want to fall in there. So if you notice me falling off platforms, that's because I'm kind of like letting go of the button. I'm just letting like my momentum take me.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like you actually.
Sometimes I'll let go of the button. This part sucks. You need hover to get across here. Okay. Another one of those areas, just kind of do this and get through it. Problem is, I'm gonna die right now.
You have no weapon that would destroy those spikes and stuff?
No.
Okay.
Problem is, right now I have like no health. I need to kill these things to get health, to get through this room. This room sucks. This is the room from hell. I hate this room with a passion. Very first time I played it, I went up. Only to get immediately angry. Because down is the right way to go. So right now, I'm going to cheese this a little bit. Come on, buddy, over here. I swear to God, I was trying to hover right there. I might die in this room.
You start from the beginning of the room?
I'm dead. Oh no, not yet. Come on, get him. Thank you.
Oh my God. Oh wow.
I might get through this room, okay.
Fire again.
Now you could always get out of the truck and hit him with the kid, which I have done, but you gotta be careful doing that. You might accidentally like run in spikes with them. I should get through here. Okay, now I'm getting some like power up, so I nearly died. Ooh, it's okay. I just want to get through her. Now the next room's a little bit of a breather. Get some power ups wherever you can. Don't do that though. Now here's the way you figure out which way to go. It's like you can look through both doors. Here's like, okay, there's a sub door, maybe, but then you go this way and it's like, oh, there's a little bit more level. So which way do you think's the right way?
Sub door.
Yeah, of course sub door, you would say that. Go where there's a little more level.
Go to sub door.
No. There's no point in exploring any of the extra things. Oh wait, crap, I don't like these things.
Oh, these guys take 2 hits?
No, they jump higher than the other ones. They're actually more annoying to deal with. This is an area where I'm pretty much just gunning for the end. And hope that my little invincibility frames while I'm going up and down work to my advantage here. That's like the only different part of the music when it goes which is cool. But this song is way too repetitive, way too quickly. But we're almost at the end. You know what I like about this game? You don't have Eve interrupting you every 5 seconds.
It doesn't hurt those that much. It's not that annoying.
Mega Man, Mega Man!
That was annoying. Mega Man's a lot annoying.
Well, Mega Man X5 is awful with that. And here you go, the final sub area. Should I go in this one or the one I saw before?
The one before, I got
The
back.
one you saw before.
Yeah, of course. Alright. Just head straight up and you get to the final boss of the game. And you get hit. That's okay though, because there is a gun icon somewhere there.
Power up all this stuff there. There we go. Just keep
There we
going.
go. I'm not destroying every one of these things.
Will we come back?
Yeah, no, as soon as I scroll off.
Oh, okay.
I see. Alright, so up ahead is the plutonium boss.
Yeah.
Now, little fun fact is the manual for this game, it showed all the bosses except for level 1s. It showed the boss on the cover of the game, and then it showed a big question mark saying, oh, we can't show level 8's boss, that's the secret. You did show him in there, and 2, he's on the cover of the game. If anything, you didn't show the level 1 boss, which is probably the first boss everyone's going to see. I mean, technically there's a second part to this boss, so maybe they could have been referring to that, but how are you supposed to know there's going to be 2 fights in the end? Alright, so let's kill the plutonium boss. And this is why you need a full gun gauge against him. Because he shoots little bouncy balls at you. And fun fact, when you pause the game, his head disappears. I find that hilarious. So rapid fire, rapid fire, rapid fire, rapid fire. How do you beat him? Rapid fire. Because when you shoot the bouncy balls, the bouncy balls will keep going up as you hit them, which is why you want rapid fire. The problem is you could kind of get clipped from the side if you're not careful. Yeah. Right there I might.
Keymaster is always holding the door.
You know what game you should stream next? Mega Man on Game Gear.
I did play that. So it's like, yay, I beat the game! I beat the game, guys! I beat the game! Yay!
You should stream it.
I didn't stream it.
Oh,
So wait.
well, you should stream it.
So this boss, you want to try to draw him a little bit, figure eight style, but I'm kind of screwing this up. And he's a dangerous boss to battle. Luckily, if you do die here, when as soon as you walk back in the boss chamber, he'll be here.
Okay.
I'm gonna try to beat him legit though.
Right.
Just kind of bore him around, but sometimes you get hit by his weapon up. Now he'll start getting damaged a little bit more, like you'll see his shield will disappear. He'll start having like cracks in his armor.
Yeah.
But if you notice, he's right. Oh, I just walked into him there. Okay, I'm gonna die. But what you can do to cheese him, you do this. Stay all the way in the right, and just rapid fire him like crazy.
I think you can sort of do this in the Zero, but I haven't tried it though.
But right now his shield is gone. He's nearly dead. Oh, you got smart. You went diagonal.
Pulled the head out.
That's alright. I'm gonna be a jerk. So now, as soon as you go here, you're fighting this guy. I have no shame in doing this. I'll show you. Okay, I'm gonna get hit.
That's nice. Oh. There you go.
Takes a lot of hits though. But he's dead. Once his shield is gone, he's near being dead. There we go. We beat Blaster Master. I did beat him legit though the first time. Again, well, not the very first time, but the first time I beat the game, I beat him legit. And the mountain crumbles. And that's the way the cookie crumbles. And now it's springtime.
You save Earth? So you're on Earth?
And there I am.
No fraud.
My blue hair. First time I was playing this, I thought that was like a crystal on my head for a second. Like, it
Color
looks-
limits, you
I
know,
sort of
they
see that, yeah.
have like
Well, it looks
limits on
shiny.
like how the palette limits. They can't, you know, so you got blue hair.
But you know what the important thing is? I got my frog back.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
And that's the whole point of this game, is to get your frog.
Get your frog.
Sure, you kill everything on the way there, but you gotta get your
Find
frog.
the tank.
And that's the end of the game.
Yeah.
This game is... I would highly recommend it to anybody, but if you do play it with an emulator, so you can do some save states. I mean, if you want to be kind of legit, you know, save it like between levels or something like that. You only get like a total of 12 lives in the game, like you get 3 lives and 3 continues.
Yeah, okay.
So, I have played this game to the point where I have like, you know, used up all my continues, but as you notice, I only died one time, I think, this entire time, only on the last boss, so played pretty well here. The soundtrack of this game is amazing.
Pretty good.
The gameplay, for the most part, is amazing up until the ceiling enhancement, which you feel is going to be awesome until you realize it gets you killed nonstop. But totally highly recommend this game. As a Nintendo game, I give it a 10 out of 10. Is it perfect? Almost.
Yeah.
I mean, technically I know what 10 would mean is perfect, but, you know. Oh, very thanks. Well, very welcome, Sunsoft. Thank you for thanking me, I guess.
The end.
The end?
So hit
Question mark?
End.
Alright guys, so that was Blaster Master. I hope you guys all enjoyed it. This is Poe Pro signing out. Peace, love, and happiness. Wisdom, knowledge supreme. Poe Pro blesses you all. 1.